Hey guys, what's up? I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain, and today I'm here with the MBRP Installer Series catback exhaust for your 2000 to 2006 TJ. Now this system's going to be for anyone that's looking for an easy upgrade that's a direct bolt-on for a reasonable price. Whether you're looking for some power and sound improvements or you're just trying to ditch that old exhaust, you really can't go wrong with this system. Coming in at just over $200, this is currently the most affordable system on our site. As far as muffler design goes, MBRP actually mirrored this off of their Pro Series, so you're going to get the power and sound of a much higher dollar system at a much lower cost.
As far as loudness goes, on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to rate this at about a 3, since it's going to give you a more aggressive and louder tone over your stock exhaust.
This is going to come as a complete kit. Whether you have a 4 or 6 cylinder, this will work, and it uses all the OEM hangers. This is made of 16 gauge heavy duty steel, and it has an aluminized coating to resist rust. As far as install goes, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 3 wrenches, since you can use simple hand tools and install this in a few hours. With that being said, let's jump into the install. So first step to this install, we're going to unbolt the muffler from the catalytic converter. Now the flange at the front of it has 2 bolts. We're going to use a 15mm socket for that. To make it a little easier, if you can remove your skid plate, you'll have better access to get to that. However, our bolts are a little stuck, so we're going to just use a long extension and get those out. So after you get those 2 front bolts out, we're going to need to cut the exhaust so we can fit it out and around in the rear axle housing. So we're going to cut it right here at the back of the muffler where this tailpipe goes over the axle. So you're going to want to wear safety gloves and safety glasses. After it's cut, we can go ahead and pull the muffler out. And then we'll remove the rest of the tail section. So to remove the tail section, there's 2 hangers. One's going to be at the front of the axle, the other one's going to be right here. I actually have an exhaust hanger removal tool, but you can use a pry bar or really anything to get those off. You want to spray them with some WD-40, that's actually going to make them a little more slippery and easy to come off. So we're going to move this first one back here first. And now we're going to do the other one. At this point, you're going to want to grab onto it so that it doesn't fall out of the Jeep. So now that we have our factory exhaust removed from our Jeep and our new MBRP Installer Series laying next to it, I wanted to take a minute just to do a side-by-side comparison. Now the first thing you're going to notice is the new muffler is smaller. Not only is the muffler smaller, but it's actually going to mount up higher in the vehicle, but it's going to maintain that factory location. The next thing you're going to notice is the inlet and the outlet are larger tubing. This is also a straight-through design, which is going to give you better flow and more sound. Next, you're going to notice that this piping is a lot straighter and is high clearance as well, so it's going to avoid all the springs, axle, and everything back there. So the last thing to point out is the tip. Now the tip is made of 304 stainless, so it's not going to rust, and it also looks much better than just a pipe sticking out of the back. This is also removable, so if you are going to hit the trails, you don't want to scratch it up, you can take it off easily. Now that piece is stainless steel, the rest of the exhaust is steel, but it's coated in an aluminized coating. Now this is much cheaper than a stainless setup, but it's also going to last a lot longer than steel. With that being said, let's show you how this gets installed. So now that we're back under the Jeep, we're ready to start assembling our exhaust. First, we're going to start with our muffler. We're going to go ahead and slide the one end up over the skid plate, and then we're going to hook on this back hanger while we get the front bolts in. So next, we're going to use our provided hardware. We're going to put a washer on the bolt, and then we have a washer, washer, and a nut. So now that we have our muffler installed, we're going to install our tail section. This is just going to slide over that existing pipe, and then we're going to put this hanger on. Now that we have this pipe connected to the muffler, we can go ahead and install this hanger, and then we can install our tip. Next, we're going to install our provided clamp, and then we'll tighten that up using a 9/16. So after you have your clamp tight, we're going to go ahead and move up to the front of the muffler and then tighten up those bolts. We're going to use a 9/16 wrench and a 19/16 socket. So after everything's tightened up, you're ready to install your tip. You can use a 5/16 Allen key to tighten it up. So with everything adjusted properly and tightened up, that wraps up my review and install. For more videos like this, check us out at ExtremeTerrain.com.